Hi, I'm Cara Shields, SEO and Analytics Director here at iProspect Ireland. As part of our partnership with LearningBound, today I'm going to talk to you about intelligent content and what that means for us as a performance agency. In 2015, over 27 million pieces of content were shared and produced every day. We know that more and more businesses are focusing on content marketing as a concept in 2016, with roughly 25 to 30% of budgets being allocated towards content. This means that there's a massive amount of content out there. And the problem with that is that a lot of this content is at best average. It's increasingly difficult for business to cut through the clutter and make sure that their content is seen by the right people. One of the common problems we see is that content lacks relevance. It adds little value to the consumer and can diminish your brand in their eyes. Content doesn't always deliver on the value that consumers are expecting. Infographics that lack information or pages that are not answering the questions that drove them there result in poor user experiences. And the issue with having this much content out there, where there's as much bad content as there is good, is that it's increasingly difficult for businesses to get the cut through that they want and to get their content seen by the right people. So what is good content? Good content is going to help drive your brand visibility and awareness online. It's going to be the foundation of all your other marketing channels. It'll help your paid channels perform better. It'll help build your authority online, which is going to help your organic search. And finally, it's going to deliver those conversions that you're looking for. Good content needs to resonate well with consumers, drive more business to your website, and ultimately make you more money. So here at iProspect, we've developed a data-driven framework which incorporates data at every stage, from building up the full picture of who our consumers are, all around to how we amplify and get that content in front of the right people, and how we measure it effectively to further build and inform on our strategy. So what we need to do first is look at who the people are behind all our consumer data and help us build up a full picture of our consumers that will be at the heart of our strategy. We start this by looking at Google. It's the world's biggest database that we have in terms of who the people are and what they are looking for. We can see what kind of keywords they're searching for. So any content strategy starts with a keyword strategy. So we need to look at what those phrases are that people are asking. Google will provide tools such as Trends, Keyword Planner, even Google Search Suggest, which help us to gather more of that information of what are the phrases our customers are actually looking for. But even more than that, we can see now what are the questions that people are asking. Increasingly, phrases like how, who, what, why are being asked by people into Google. And these are related to our products, our services, and that's what we need to be looking at. What are the consumers asking, and how do we answer those questions? Facebook also recently introduced Facebook Insights. This again gives us more data and helps us build up that richer picture of who our consumers are. It gives us information such as what other brands are they engaging with, what are the types of content that they're consuming, how often do they like, share, and help you kind of set those metrics against your own audience. It gives you other information such as their household income and spending habits, and you can really narrow down your targeting by knowing what other brands and what other pages they're also engaging with as well as yours. So there's an awful lot of data out there. Besides Google and Facebook, you have your own first-party data, such as your email marketing database, your CRM system, your own in-store data, if appropriate. If you have a loyalty card, this will again give you an abundance of data. You have third-party data that you can buy and feed in. You've got programs such as CSS or Global Web Index that again you can apply those to your segments, your audience, and create those personas that is looking at every element of the online world that your consumer is doing, what they're asking, what they're engaging with, what they like, what platforms they're on. This will all help you build that kind of consumer-led content strategy. The consumer-led content strategy is about having content that's personal, that's adaptive. You want to have content that will be at every stage of the funnel, that will engage with people at different stages and what they're looking for. It also needs to be valuable to that person and what they need and answer the questions that they're asking. Once we have a smart content strategy, we need to produce that content. Some of the content that we generally produce are on-page content, blog articles, more creative content like videos, widget, quizzes, also looking at some user-generated content and interactive elements for our website. This is all based on that consumer profiles that we've done, and it can be easily applied across the different areas of the funnel and the different people that we're trying to target. Now that you have the strategy and you've created the content that you feel is relevant for your audience, you need to make sure that you're getting that content in front of that right audience at the right time. And to do this, you need a distribution or amplification strategy. So even viral content, such as these examples, actually have some quite hefty budget to make sure that they're reaching at scale the audience that they need to. So there are lots of different distribution channels that we can look at, from social to video and increasingly digital PR. But what you need to make sure is that you're choosing the right channel for your piece of content. So Not everything will work with every piece of content, and not everything will work for every piece of audience. So you need to, again, use that data that you've gathered, know what channels the customers that you're targeting are on, and put that piece of content in front of them in the right place and at the right time. Finally, once you have your strategy, have produced your content and have amplified it, the last thing you need to do is make sure you're tracking and measuring everything that's happening. So 85% of businesses say that they're doing content marketing, whereas only 21% feel that they're tracking it successfully. So these results allow us to better refine and improve our content strategy to ensure that we can continue to produce even better content for our consumers in the future. We're able to take this information and build even further on the content that we're producing to ensure that it's more personalised for each audience and at each stage of the funnel. There's a lot of metrics that we need to look at, and some of the important ones here are looking at the reach and making sure that we're reaching the right people and at scale, making sure that it's resonating well with them and adding to our brand value. We need to make sure the content is relevant to the right people and at that right time. And finally, we need to make sure that it's driving the right result and business outcome for us. So with all these metrics, we need to look at what success looks like. There's a lot of elements that we can consider, like shares, impressions, visits, but ultimately it's about driving more business and adding to your bottom line. Intelligent content isn't just about creating something fun to sell your product or service. It's about marrying that creativity with the data to ensure that you're answering the question, you're answering the consumer intent, and producing something really valuable. Measuring those results is going to help us improve our content strategies even further and make sure our budget is working harder for us in 2016. I hope you found this insightful. We're going to be at Learn Inbound, so come and talk to us there or connect with us on Twitter and ask any questions you might have.